Welcome to Season 3 of Anna and Selena's 15-ish minute coffee chat. We invite you to join our weekly real talk conversations with business gurus and entrepreneurs that share best practices, struggles, and a good laugh while we try, but fail, to keep it at 15-ish minutes.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our 15-ish minute coffee chat. This week, Selena, myself, of How Only Socially Inspired, and Anna of Nomad About host Jordan Blair from Wherein Media. Jordan's passion project is what brings us here today to discuss being your own brand.
Yay, we're so excited for today.
We are very excited.
Yes.
We've been up early.
We have been up early. We're nearing the end of the year, and you know how things are supposed to start to settle, but I feel like it's just piling on right now, right?
Yes. No, okay, wait. Normally that's how I feel, but I'm going to just say, I said this to Anna maybe an hour ago. I was like, I actually wrapped some gifts and they're under the tree already. And right. This is normally that never happens. So I feel a little good job, Selena,
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yes, totally. Okay. Anna, before we move to the next thing, do that little teaser thing that's next in your script.
Oh my gosh. So we're really, really, really excited. We have a celebrity guest coming on our show this Friday. So we're not going to tell you who it is yet because our meeting with her is tomorrow, and we still need to confirm that she's really, truly going to be on the show.
Yeah.
But she agreed to it, and we're going to be talking all the things tomorrow. So we're super excited about it, but we're going to make a big announcement tomorrow, and then be ready to tune in on Friday at 12 Eastern, which is 11 Central, 10 Mountain, 9 Pacific. And I don't know what it is Hawaii time. It's 5 a.m. Hawaii time.
I don't know.
I'm just there.
I know. I'm excited that this celebrity gets to share the week with Jordan because I think it's I don't know. Anyway, we're really excited.
Yeah.
We're very excited.
It was very last minute and not something that we expected to be happening this year. So anyway, if that's not enough of a teaser, but today we got Jordan on, and we're going to be talking about following your passion, which I'm super excited about. I feel like that's something we need at the end of the year. That boost of energy for doing what you love, right?
No, absolutely. You know what? So I met Jordan in a Facebook group from one of our other past guests, Ted Foster. I did it again, Ted. But Jordan is clearly younger than me, but I loved the way that he spoke. I loved his vibe. I loved everything about it. And I was like, Anna, we need to have this guy on our show. And she's like, okay, let's do it. And we've never said no to each other on bringing on a guest, or if we've ever had, but it was a very anyway. And I'm so glad he said yes. There's always this yes, let's ask. And then you're like, what if they say no?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Thankfully, Jordan was like, yes, I'm all about it. Anyway, I did. I really enjoyed just listening to him speak in the group. I just enjoyed all of it. And I enjoyed what we're going to be talking about for him today.
Absolutely.
So all right.
Let's read his bio and bring him in. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Jordan has worked for a little over 10 years as a content creator in one form or another for a variety of individuals and organizations. Across social media, websites, graphic design, and the written word, Jordan helped craft the personas and public faces of many businesses from the small and local to the large and national. For the past few years, Jordan has been working freelance, but recently decided to pursue creating content for himself in a very public way. That was Wherein. Wherein is a passion project, a creative outlet that eschews the limitations of any one media. Writing, miniature painting, cooking, video games, pop culture, business insight, art, and design. I'm going to read all of those just one more time because this is literally all the different little things he's doing. Writing, miniature painting, cooking, video games, pop culture, business insights, art, and design. These are the subjects upon which Jordan is launched Wherein. So, I mean, what do you say about that? Other than let's bring him on, right?
Yeah. I'm very excited. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hey! Good morning.
Oh my God.
How are you?
Great.
I know.
I'll be honest, when you said we have a celebrity guest coming on, I thought, oh, do go on. But
you are everybody. You are, Jordan. You are a celebrity.
Yes. Yeah. Anybody on the 15-ish minute coffee chat gets celebrity status.
Yeah. Yes. That's okay. Well, we want to just get this out of the way. I mean, it's my favorite part because I just do it all the time. But we're going to take our coffee cup selfie with Jordan. Right. Yeah. Because we like to make that part of our intro. But ready, Anna?
Ready.
Okay, I love it. That's like the best. He pointed at I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a move like that next season.
There you go. Yeah, Jack.
Okay, was that good, Jordan? Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Anna, what's up next? What are we doing? What are we talking about?
We're just gonna talk to Jordan. So first of all, your bio. I loved your bio because I'm also, a content creator, right? I'm a writer, and that's what I do for a living. So I totally know what you mean when you're like, yeah, I have basically built these businesses for these other people, through content creation and through all these different things. And now you've turned your focus to your passion project, which I really love. But I had to read twice all the things that you're doing because they are so, I'm going to say the word random, even though I know they're not really random. Maybe. Right. I mean, these are all things you love.
Right. No, I mean, they are random taken on their own, but the connective tissue between them is me. And so that's when I was figuring out, for a long time I had thought about, I like video games. I could do like a game streaming channel, but I don't like just video games. And if I focus on just that, I'm going to get sick of video games. I'm going to get bored of it. It's like, well, I could do miniatures, but that's the same issue. I'd get sick and bored of it. So I just thought, well, why don't I just do all of that? There's no reason I can't.
Right. No, there is no reason. So I just want to make sure anybody who's listening to the podcast or watching the show right now or on the replay understands really the breadth of what it is that you're doing with this passion project. It's not like just one thing that you love. It's like all the things that you love that you're kind of combining into one.
Yeah. And that's where the name Wherein came from. It's what I've been doing in my intro videos is, I'll have a little intro bit and then get to, hi, I'm Jordan. Welcome to the show, Wherein. And then we talk about whatever it is. And so that's where the name came from. It's okay. In this episode, wherein we're going to do this, wherein we're going to make curry. Wherein we're going to talk about why Boba Fett is a badass, which that's one of the videos I have.
Yes.
That's awesome. Okay.
Oh my God.
So before we
I just want to say this because so I just watched the best TikTok video last night, and it was all of the Mandalorians coming down an escalator. The Mandalorian theme song on, and I do watch the Mandalorian, and I was like, oh no, they brought.
That's actually that group. That's the Mandalorian Mercs costuming group, which I've been an unofficial member of since 2009.
Wow.
That's actually one of my projects that actually I'm probably going to start working on that in the coming year. Is getting my armor finally done. I have some photos from an old suit that I wore. I mean, I could step into the other room and grab my helmet.
Yes.
Give me 1 second.
Totally get it. Okay, you guys. Jordan, do I do it dramatic? Do I take your video out so you bring it and then we're like, pa-bum?
Yes, let's take him out for just a minute. Let's take him out.
Okay. Okay, you got it? Okay, wait. Okay.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
We're going to bring him back in once he comes. Okay, so hold on.
There it is. Wait.
Let's bring in. Ready?
Oh my gosh. Go, Anna.
Where am I? Okay, I'm going to bring you in. Ta-da! That's so cool.
I freaking love it. Oh my God. Wait. Now we need to take another coffee selfie. Hold on. Okay, ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the best.
Great.
Seriously, I'm screenshotting and posting this today. Oh, I love it. Wait, Mandalorians never take off their mask. What are you doing?
Well, that's
I just wanted you to, Jordan, I wanted you to know I was true to the story.
No, I know. I believe you. I believe you. Yeah. No, I've been a big fan of Mandalorians. And I've loved Star Wars ever since I was old enough to realize, that's cool. So, 4 or 5 whenever I first saw them. But then seeing Mandalorians, I got really into that. There were
that's cool.
A lot of, they had developed a whole little culture for them before, years and years ago. So I've been really invested in them for a long time. So seeing The Mandalorian come out was like, what? Everybody thinks this is cool now? I told you guys I was right this whole time. They're awesome.
No, I love it. I do love the Star Wars story. Like I recall, and my age out, but when it came out in the theater, I went with my dad and all of my cousins, and I remember standing in a really long line. I think it was the third. So anyway, and I just always been in that. I think because it's like a time that I spent with my dad. Yeah. And all my cousins, and it was really cool to watch it in the theater upon release. But the coolest thing was one of my gigs back home in Hawaii. I mean, I was a restaurant manager, but Hawaii's official Darth Vader, he was one of our guests. I don't know how it works, but so he actually was the only one that was really truly allowed to portray Darth Vader like at things around Hawaii. Oh, and he was. And so I don't know what the group, but he was really awesome. Anyway, but I just don't geek out on stuff like that. So yes, thank you for bringing that out. See
we'll have another surprise guest viewing of The Mandalorian later in the show. I know we'll also be discussing Jordan's jetpack, which
yes, I'm going to be jumping off my roof and hoping it works. Tune in.
This is a really serious show today. Okay, so
I love it.
Far into the conversation, we always like to start with what we call our mental health barista, and this is a guest we had on early on this season, and her message was mental health extends farther than your personal self. It really does move into your business world and your business relationships. And so we asked her to provide us a question for each of our guests this season. And Jordan, this is the question that we wanted to ask you. Describe the community in which you work and how that community has impacted your professional life.
Interesting. That's
right.
Well, yeah, that's a really interesting question. I'm just trying to figure out when 2020 started and all the COVID-19 restrictions got put in place and they started going down, okay, this is what quarantine is. This is what lockdown is. That's when I found out that my day-to-day life is just what other people call quarantine. So the community I work in, I mean, the community I work in is really just kind of me. It's kind of my town.
Right.
The area around me. So the community I work in is really just a network of small businesses, small local businesses. That's, earlier in my career, I went, I worked with other marketing firms. And so I'd work with larger national clients, smaller clients. But then when I went self-employed, I wanted to stay smaller and local, just work with people I know, kind of curate my client base. And so I'd say that's who my community is all these small local businesses, people who are passionate about what they're doing. They love what they're doing, and they're doing, I mean, some of them are, most of them actually are, like, you could put them on a national level and they would compete. They're just those wonderful brands that really know what they're doing. And I get to be part of sharing their story, sharing their journey, and how it's impacted my professional life. I'd say the trust that they've put in me to handle their businesses, well, not handle their businesses, but to help with their businesses, to help promote them and get the word out about them, and to an extent, take a degree of ownership of their brand. That's enabled me to have the time to pursue passion projects like Wherein, to choose where and when I want to spend my time, how I want to live my life, while still being treated as a professional and making a living. So
yeah. That's awesome. I think so. I have been to your community, right? Like I grew up in Oregon. Jordan lives in Oregon, a smaller town in Central Oregon. So I've been there, and the way he's describing it is exactly how it is. It is a network of small businesses. And so we didn't really discuss this, Jordan, but one of my previous professional jobs before I met my husband and joined the Army and lived all over the world was to travel all over Oregon for energy efficiency related things. And we all know that Central Oregon is really hot on solar and renewables and energy efficiency and energy conservation. So I spent a lot of time down there, and I love how you describe your community, because honestly, that I really feel like that environment you're brought up in is, and when I say brought up in, both as a child living there, but also in your professional world, growing up in your professional capabilities,
Right.
it strikes a huge, it makes a huge difference in how you approach your next things. And so I really feel like even just where you live has played a huge part in your ability to decide to do this Wherein project, passion project. Like
yeah, I agree to an extent. I think there's some areas where if I had been, I wouldn't have had as much of an opportunity. I think I definitely building my business, not Wherein, but what I'm still doing, currently as my main gig, I guess. I was able to use a lot of the contacts I had from growing up here to kind of kickstart that, find some people who would, I've known you long enough. I trust that, you're going to do your best. And then, to use them as an example to take to other clients to say, hey, I know what I'm doing. So,
yeah, that's great. Selena, you have anything to add to the?
No, I loved how you, kind of just talked about it all. And I really liked how you just said, like, with your how the community impacted your professional life. Is just like how you said about the trust that your clients have given you. And then where that kind of sits with us with our mental health. And especially since we work remotely from home. Yeah. And so it's nice to know that there is this appreciation for what you do for your client. Again, it all goes in like this, right? It all moves together, whether we believe it or not. So I just, that's all I got to say about it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lauren, for that question.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. Yeah.
Okay. So what's our next thing?
Well, we move from our mental health question into our toolkit. So, we do a mental health question. The idea is that, it just kind of starts it off with something you have to really kind of stop and think about. And then our toolkit is a business tool that we use that we think people just should know about. Or if they already know about it, kind of maybe understand it a little bit better. And that's kind of the case with our toolkit today, which is Gmail.
Oh, yes. Big fan.
Yeah. So Gmail took the world by a storm and knocked AOL and Hotmail and even Yahoo kind of off its, off their feet, and became the main email server for pretty much everybody. And
I will 100% back you up on that. I recommend whenever my clients are looking at switching to new emails, I always recommend Gmail. It's great with their domain integration. It's easy to get very customized emails. So, it's not, Jordan.whatever at gmail.com. Like mine is, Jordan, at, and then my business name.
Yeah.
So it's very, very easy to make it custom, very easy to make it professional. And just their user-friendly suite of tools is so much better than anything else on the market.
Yes.
And their integration with calendar, with chats, with everything. It's just an all-in-one. You get Gmail, you get the associated tools. Like primarily, I don't even like their tools like Google Docs that are connected. Like I barely use the Microsoft Office suite anymore. I'm a Google guy. So.
Yes.
Us too. We picked the right tool then for
I saw Gmail pop up. I'm like, okay, we're rolling. We're good.
Right.
People send me a Microsoft Word thing, and I'm like, dang it, I got to open this in Google Docs now. I can't read that. I don't have that program.
No, I was telling Anna before when we had picked it, I said, it's funny, you forget that this is an app that is something you use or a toolkit, because it does help you in your business, and its integrations are so seamless, and it helps you with that word, my favorite word, automation, because I think as we grow in our business, they become our own assistant, right? So.
Yeah.
Wait, Anna, tell them about the other features real fast. So
I just did a little quick search. I was like, because my brain wasn't working. So I'm like, all right, tell me what's the coolest things about Gmail. And it reminded me of some things that people may or may not know is available. But so Gmail has a smart compose tool you can turn on, which means as you're typing, it auto predicts what you can say, and then you hit tab and it just types it out for you. Saves you so much time, right? Love it. It also has a schedule to send later function for your emails. So you can write your email 3 days in advance and schedule to send out when you want it to go. You can write an email and schedule to send and then be like, ooh, better change this if something changes. So I think that's super cool. Like that's super helpful for me as a business person, especially when I I have things that go out every week at the same time.
Yeah.
They also have a ton of keyboard shortcuts. Of course, the key is you have to learn what they are. So I am terrible at remembering keyboard shortcuts. But if you are a keyboard shortcut person, Gmail excels in that area for being able to do that. Again, this is a function you can turn on and off in your settings. And then it also offers you canned emails. So if you have standard emails you send to people on a regular basis, like an intro or a welcome or a here's who I am email, or if you're cold calling and you have a standard format, you can can have a standard canned email ready to go at all times. And then last but not least, if you accidentally hit send on an email that you just were typing in anger, or if you misspelled someone's name or something along those lines, you can recall your message for up to 30 seconds. Okay. I find that to be okay. Honestly, I haven't had to use that before, but I can imagine, because I get fiery sometimes, that it is something that will at some point in my life become useful.
I was going to say, if I'm sending an angry email, I'm not going to calm down within 30 seconds. So that's not super helpful for me personally, but it's a great feature.
It's that instant regret moment, right? Where you hit send and then you're like, what did I just do? Quick, get it back, get it back, get it back.
That moment of panic clarity. Yeah.
Yes. So if you are that kind of a person, Gmail is the email suite for you to use right there for that reason.
There was one funny one that I had no idea about, Anna.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't write this on there.
Let's see, Jordan knows it.
So did you know that you can send a secure email that will self-destruct?
No.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I didn't know that either, but you can send an email and it doesn't allow you to forward or copy or paste or you can't print it, nothing. And then it goes away, right?
That's phenomenal.
It's like Snapchat, where it's like here and then go. And I'm like, man, if you need that for your business,
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, the only way they could improve that is if a little automated voice came on and said, "This message will self-destruct."
Which I would totally love. But.
Oh yeah, Google it if you're watching. Call me. We'll talk about features.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. Okay, wait, real fast, Anna.
Yeah.
I had no idea. John mentioned that Jordan's mug has his face on it.
Oh yeah. So
wait, can I see that?
Well, that's great.
So yeah, that is actually, if you go, oh, there it goes. It just snapped into focus. That's a design I did, just kind of a background splash image. The other side is the Wherein logo. I actually, when we scheduled this, this podcast interview, I thought, okay, I need a coffee mug. I need one with my stuff on it. So I went and got it custom printed.
I love it. No, I love it. I was like, wait, what? I know.
Yeah. So my website is, it's wherein.media.com. And if you go on there, it's got, my splash image on there. The website is still very much, I guess I want to say in the gestational phase, where it's kind of things are still developing and being added, and there's things I have to add on. But that's, I guess, Oh yeah, there it is. That's entirely, I mean, that's entirely kind of what Wherein is just, it's never really going to be at an end state and say, okay, this is the final form of Wherein. This is what it's going to look like, going forward. It's like, no, I'm going to add and remove things as I see fit. I mean, it's kind of, it is what it is. Right now, I'm in a place with it where I'm not trying to, no roof jumping. Tell me what to do, Mom.
I love it.
Mom has spoken.
Yeah. Sorry, Jordan. Mom We got you, Debbie. We are two moms here. We'd probably do the same thing if our kid was on YouTube right now. And then my kid would give me some eyeballs after we're done,
I'll FaceTime her afterwards and give her the eyeballs, No, I've broken my neck once already. She's right to be wary, so.
Oh my gosh. That was, you know what? I mean, literally this is what I love about our show. I mean, yes, we have some script, but it's so funny because we never really know what we're going to be chatting about. Never, nowhere in our script says, "Hey, Jordan will enter with a Mandalorian mask." Or, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, how cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that's that's kind of what I'm doing with Wherein, where it's free form. It's just, okay, this is what we want to do right now. This is just let the organic flow happen. I think that's when you get a lot of the best moments, is there's like you had no idea I had this. We couldn't have scripted for it. And we didn't even like try and steer it in that direction. We just started talking about Mandalorian and Star Wars. And it was like, I got this helmet. I'll bring it on.
I have to be honest, I didn't realize Mandalorian was around before just the show Mandalorian. I didn't know that was a Star Wars thing.
Anna Larson.
I'm not a Star Wars.
If you let me just start talking about this, I'll turn your show into the Mandalorian show. Like,
we'll do another one.
Don't open that box. Don't open that box, because you will not be able to close it.
Okay, wait. I'm going to shift then. Here's what I'm going to say, Jordan. I want to tell you. Yes, he's like, look, he's like, my eyes are going to get big. I'm gonna go there. Okay, wait. I want to tell everybody what Jordan has done for me this week that like really inspired me. Actually, not this week, but even last week. So he talked about real fast about like, you know, being kind of just whatever and letting it organically happen. And so I had a beautifully curated Instagram that I hadn't touched in over a year because I didn't want to mess it up, right? And I was like, but I wanted to post on there. And then finally I was like, you know what? I'll just do it. I'm going to just do me, because that's what Jordan does. You know what I mean? And I kind of let go of this like cage I had put myself in, like saying I have to keep it here so if people see it. And I was like, no, you know what? Anyway, so thank you, Jordan, for actually allowing me to like, the balloon was popped and I was like, we're going for it. Anyway, okay.
And actually, you know, that's something I still struggle with. You know, you get something just right and you don't want to touch it. But then on the flip side of that too is a lot of times, and this is what's happened with why my armor has taken so long, is you get to a point where like you're making something, but all you see are the mistakes because you're so invested in. Like some of the videos I've released recently, I'll look at it and go, oh, that transition was a little weird. That sound, it pops a little bit right there. It's like, and all I can see, like I've done this for the longest time with my graphic design, the miniatures I paint, everything. It's I look at them and go, I see, I'm outside the lines there. I screwed up here. This is wrong here. But you show it to other people and they don't see that. They just see the whole project. So I think as creators, this for you guys, for anybody out there who's wanting to do something creative and you're making something you think this isn't good enough. Yeah. Part of the reason you're thinking that is because you're going to be your own worst critic, but also you're so invested and you've seen every single microsecond of the creative process that you're going to know every single little error and mistake you made. But you show it to somebody else, they're just going to see the whole, and they're going to see what job you did. They're going to see the love and the passion you put into that project, and that's what's going to show through to them.
You know, we have to remember that.
Yeah, I would say if you have something you want to put out there, whatever it is, you know what? The very first thing you do, this is going to sound kind of mean, but the very first thing you put out there is going to suck. It is. Put it out there, get it over with, and use it to get better. Okay, this sucked, but the next one's going to suck less, and the next one's going to suck even less. And bit by bit by bit by bit, and then you go, hey, this is actually good. I'm proud of this. Like I've been painting miniatures for 10, 12 years now, and I'm just kind of starting to get to a point where I'm like, these are actually really good. I'm doing a good job. Right. Like just keep plugging away, keep doing it. Yeah. You know, the worst thing that happens is if you post something and share it. This was actually one of the things that I finally had to get over to do Wherein. Yeah. I thought, you know, if I put stuff online, people are going to be jerks about it. They're going to try and tear me down. But I thought, it doesn't matter what you put on the internet. It's the internet. People are going to be jerks and try and tear you down. So if they're going to do it anyways, you might as well throw something cool out there that somebody else might enjoy.
Yeah. Well, and that you enjoy. See, this is what I love so much about Wherein, right? It's like it's your passion that's coming out. Yeah. So, okay. So you've kind of already answered our very first question we had. I'm just going to pop it up on the screen because
I love it.
What is a passion project and what is Wherein? And we've kind of been talking about that, but I really love the word passion project, which is how you described what your Wherein media adventure, right? And the idea is that it's all the things that you love the most, whether they're tied together in a seamless stream of coherent understanding or not, right? I mean, you've mentioned curry. We've talked about the Mandalorian. We're jumping off buildings at some point. You know, I mean,
no matter what my mom says.
Right. But like
new shirt. Sorry.
Right. So here, I'm going to change that question just a little bit. And what I want to know is like, how are you identifying your passions? Is it really just wake up one day and say, today I feel like making curry and we're going to do it on video?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, some of the videos, sometimes it's just, hey, I have an idea for video. Like I have no idea where it went, but I had a notepad just full of video ideas. And some of them are like two of the videos I've put up. Why Boba Fett is actually a badass. I mean, this came out before they put him back in The Mandalorian. So the Mandalorian, you didn't have to make an argument before that, but whatever. One is why Jango Fett is actually a pivotal character in Star Wars. And those are both videos. These are just arguments that I've like played through in my head in the past, but like I'll be working thinking like, oh yeah, but what about this? And that connects to that. And so some of them are ideas that I've just had for a long time and thought, I'm going to talk at a camera for a while and make people, I'm just going to inflict this on people. And then sometimes, it is just like the curry video was, I've seen a lot of videos that people have made where it's, there's someone who's like a professional chef and they love cooking and they go, hey, I have this great idea for, whatever recipe. And it's only an hour of prep time to get one meal. It's like, I don't want to cook for an hour and get one meal. I want to cook for 15 minutes and get like a week's worth of food. Show me that. And so that's what the crockpot curry video was.
That's awesome.
I mean, it might be a while until I do another cooking video. That was a pain to shoot. Lots of shifting camera and
a lot of editing. So question 2, like kind of playing off that same thing. Does a lot of editing happen from your videos? So you're only cutting it down to really kind of the because when you think about passion projects, there's a lot of people that will get onto a video or onto YouTube or whatever, and then just talk, and then it's free form, random, whatever they feel like saying at the time. But you're saying you edit it out to make it the best product you possibly can at the end.
I do. And that's one of the things with Wherein is I've been on a very slow schedule because I do want to put out things I love, but I also want to put out the best version, as you put it, of the things I love. So what I've started doing is I almost fully script myself, and then I go through and I edit it down. And I'm still figuring things out, how the best way to get these things to work is. Like the last video I did, this Jango Fett video I was talking about, if I had not edited it down at all, like through the whole process, because it's initial idea, write down notes, script it out, edit the script, record it, edit down the recording to trim it down even more, and then add in all the music and everything. If I hadn't done any trimming at all, it would have, instead of being like I think it's like a 20-minute video right now, it probably would have been around an hour if I hadn't trimmed anything out. Like I said, I can just talk about this. I can just go. If you're doing something like I've considered doing just a kind of a vocals only podcast format where I talk about these things just at length and like no script, just say, okay, I'm just train of thought. If you want to listen, cool. If not, all right, best of luck. See you later.
Yeah.
But I want to, maybe this is just the professional content creator in me, but I want to deliver the best possible content that I can.
Yeah.
And so that's where all that trimming and editing comes from. And that's one of the big bottlenecks for me as far as getting content out, but I'm getting faster at it. I'm figuring out the program. So it's,
I love what he did. I mean, Jordan, like seriously, I think it's funny. It's like a curse for me as well, in the sense of like, I can't get it done yet just because I feel like I'm like you. I just want to be like, oh, wait, that transition for this should have gone like maybe like this way instead of this way. I'm going to go back in, re-edit that. Or I'm going to look at a font, which is really funny. I had a client this week. We were laughing and I was just doing, I didn't have a lot of time. And so I put in a font that I normally would never, not use, but I didn't know it was one of the top 5 hated fonts ever to use. So it was funny. I sent him the proof, right? And so he actually goes back in and then uses the font and says, are you using this font? And then sends me the graphics back. And I was like, dang it. He's like, are you mad at me? Like, did something happen from our last conversation? But
you're getting Comic Sans and you're going to like it.
So, but like you said, it's the little details, and it's, for me, that's what sometimes causes me to take a little longer on a project because. Yeah,
it's, I've done that a few times where I've realized like I've been working on a project. It's like, I've just been polishing this thing for the past 9 hours. It's training. Let's just go.
Yeah.
No. And then that's why I love I have Anna, because I'll go, Anna, and like seriously, because sometimes you just need that extra eyes. And Anna, like I'll literally hand her something. I'm like, I don't know, Anna. And she's like, this is great. What do we need to do more about it? And I'm like, and she releases me from like that, like, I don't think it's perfection.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Well, because I don't think content has to be perfection. I think some of the beauty of putting content out there is having it be real, right? Yeah. Authenticity is a really big word right now in the business world, and showing your authentic side, making mistakes. I mean, I can start listing out all of the things we did. I mean, let's start right now with my very first live broadcast where I tried to bring Selena on and couldn't figure out how to show.
I wish I could bring the picture of it so we can show Jordan as you explain this.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I couldn't, I was using my phone and I didn't know on an Android, apparently, you cannot be, you have to have a landscape, not portrait. Otherwise, it won't allow you to bring someone onto your live with you.
Oh.
I mean, something that small. I had no idea. We practiced it. I had done it before. And then on the day of, so here I am standing, holding my computer with Selena on it, and we're talking that way. I mean, it was ridiculous. But I was like,
that's character. It, you know, you had a problem, you solved it, and you just kept going. You didn't let it stop you. That's the way to do it.
Yes, but for like that professional side of me, I was like, oh yeah. My gosh, I am never going to live this down, right? But I've been able to use that story enough times in my professional career.
Oh yeah,
that I would say it's now been a positive.
Right.
Yeah, I think I can't remember who the quote is from, but it said, "If you're not willing to be an embarrassing amateur, you'll never be a graceful master."
Oh, I love that.
That is good.
Yeah, it's like I said, the first thing you do, it's probably going to suck. Like, I mean, the videos I'm editing, like, they're turning out pretty good, but they're not the first videos I'm editing. Back in high school, I was in the AV class, and I took the AV class just over and over and over because I liked being in there and editing videos. And so I kind of cut my teeth there. So when I came back, 10, 11 years later and editing these, it's like, okay, I know the basic principles. It's just relearning the program. So you guys never got to see my very, very first videos. Which, God.
That's where you have a blooper reel or something, Jordan.
Oh,
right?
They no longer exist. They've been burned. They're somewhere. I don't know. Because not only is it bad editing, it's also awkward high school Jordan. So that if I find that there are any copies, I will pursue them and destroy them.
Got it. Okay, cross off. Look for old videos of Jordan.
I will find you, Selena.
Wait, your mom is watching, right? Wait, your mom? Where's your mom again? Debbie.
She doesn't have them. I hope she doesn't have them. Oh man, Mom, you're on my side, Mom.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I want to take us from kind of the what the passion project is into a second question. So you want to ask that second question up there?
Yes.
Oh wait,
pop it up.
Okay, here we go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So Jordan, when you're the product or / service, like, how do you feel you find your ideal client? Like, where do you search? How does this happen?
It's happened mostly organically for me. Where it'll be, I typically use word of mouth advertising because in the past, having worked with different agencies, just getting random clients from wherever kind of put a sour taste in my mouth for just picking up random clients. Like had one agency I worked with where their sales team, they were a great sales team, but they would sign anybody. Like it was just get them in the door, make the sale, get my commission, and keep moving, keep go. And so then you were just dealing with a lot of people who really didn't actually want the service, and they just weren't invested. They didn't want to deal with you, but they were locked into a contract. And so, yes, Pacific Northwest. How you doing, Jennifer? But just having to deal with clients like that really put a sour taste in my mouth. So before 2020 happened, there were some Friday morning coffee, like business owners meetings I would go to, just, connect and network with people. It's kind of a small area. So you work with one person and they eventually say, hey, I'm working with this guy who's doing my marketing. You should check him out. And then, you get introduced to people that way. So it's very much, like I said earlier, it's a kind of a curated client base. And that's really how I want to do it. I mean, if I just opened the floodgates, I could probably pick up more clients, make more money, but I would make myself just more miserable. It'd be more busy work. And so I'm definitely looking for clients that are they're stable. They know what they're doing. They know what they're about. Honestly, I haven't actually like made a brand out for somebody like from scratch, just from the ground up in probably like 3 or 4 years. At this point, I'm helping people polish their brands, present their brands, and maybe just dig a little deeper on their voice. That said, I still do love starting brand projects. There's always something fun about helping somebody start from the ground up and figure out, what is your voice.
Yeah.
But where I'm at now, I'm just kind of in a stable spot with the clients I have. And I love it because, like I said, it gives me the time to, stay involved in my professional life, stay involved with these people, with my community, but then also have the time to do the things I want to do.
Yeah, that's great. That is great.
Anna and I just had this, it's like we had this conversation also before when we talk about clients and, Anna was just saying, we were chatting about, like I said, same like you, I am in this position where I can find the right clients and make the choices to have like you, ones that sit well with me and that, and Anna said this, she goes, not everybody does get that choice, right? They do take on those like questionable clients. Right.
Yeah. And I think early on when you're just starting, if you're working at an agency, you got to take the bad clients. You have to. I mean, I was watching, there's a YouTube series called Inked where they ask tattoo artists different questions. And one of the how did you get your start? And the one thing that they all had in common was, you take an apprenticeship at a tattoo shop. And once you're done being an apprentice, like once you're the low man on the totem pole, whatever garbage tattoos people come in, whatever weird, creepy ideas, like you have to tattoo them. You just have to do it. You got to earn your bones. You just got to go sometimes like if you're in marketing, if you're in whatever business you're in, you just got to take it, get the experience. Right. I mean, because in the short term, it's going to be miserable. You're going to think, God, if I have to post about their garbage corn dog one more time, I'm going to jump headfirst into a wood chipper. But you plow through it, you keep going, you get good experience from it, and then eventually you have hilarious stories. And that's the best part.
So I'm curious, Jordan, how does that tie in when you're talking about something like your passion project? Like, do you have to take on some of that, what we would call maybe unwanted work, even in that aspect?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Your passion project, if you have something that you're passionate about where no matter what you do, like you've been elbows deep in it for like 3 weeks working on a project and you wake up in the morning going, oh boy, I get to keep working on it. I want to drink whatever you're drinking.
Yes.
But you are going to get to a point where you're working on a project. I mean, I kind of touched on this earlier, but one of the reasons I bounce around so much between all these different things is I love painting my miniatures. I love playing video games. I love talking about The Mandalorian, which I will do forever. I'm not kidding.
Right.
But I do one of those for too long. And I look at it, like, even if I'm not done with the project yet, I just stare at it and go, God, I hate you so much. I can't. I need to go do something else. I need out.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, and like the video editing, like a lot of times I'll be recording something and then, it's like, okay, I got it all recorded. Oh, I have to edit it now. I have to find all these video clips. I have to drag. Okay. Yeah. It's a pain. There's going to be times in your passion projects where you're going to hate it. You're not going to want to do it. You're going to want to just set it down. And I mean, in my case, remember, I joined this costuming group in 2009. I still don't have the armor done. Part of that is it's taken me so long to figure out, like, okay, what creative design do I want to do? Like, how do I want to style it out? And I kept bouncing back and forth so much when I was younger that, like, I just never, like, I'd get partway through and go, oh no, I want to go this direction, and this direction, and this direction.
Yeah.
There are times you're going to hate your passion project. It's going to happen. And
I just have to say, that's such a refreshing view. Like, when you're listening to like those motivational speeches and the coaches and this, you're going to love it and you're going to be fulfilling. It's going to be so fulfilling and your buckets will be filled constantly and you'll be so happy and excited. But the reality is that, it is still.
It's so, and that's one of the reasons why Wherein, I'm not doing it to make money. Like, that's not my goal. I'm doing it just to enjoy myself doing it. And there's actually, talking about the motivational speakers, that segues into a good anecdote I have. I worked at one agency where our boss loved to order business books and like, okay, this is how you do things. And they would come to the office and they would come in like a very, an Amazon package shaped like a book. And it got to the point where like, if he was out of the office and it got delivered, like we would all just kind of debate, we could just toss this and he would never know. He would never know. But he would get it. He'd go into his office. And then like a little while later, he'd come out and say, hey, I've been suddenly struck with inspiration. Like, oh, you have you? But a lot of times with these self-help people, these, business coaches, a lot of them do know what they're doing and they're great at it. But a lot of them, they're not great at business. They're great at selling books. And it's figuring out, like, if somebody comes in and says, hey, you do my thing and you're going to be happy forever and make all the money. Hooray. To quote one of my college professors, just smile and back away slowly.
Right. So we have a question that came in on our comments from Captured Rumor. Do you find yourself overthinking things to a point where you don't end up doing anything?
Captured Rumor, I'm not sure how you've been reading my mind, but I will get a tinfoil hat.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I overthink things to death. Like, overthinking things is... Yeah, that's one of my biggest struggles is I get so caught up in what I'm doing. Even just in my day-to-day life, I will get so caught up in overthinking and going through scenarios that'll never exist and thinking like, okay, what could spin off from those scenarios and then spin off from those scenarios to the point where I've got these like 37 alternate realities that might happen. And I'm just sitting there going, well, I can't do any of that now. I have to do nothing. Like, I'm a little crazy.
Jordan, you are my people, Jordan. Like that is exactly my problem. So, when you're very passionate about something.
Yeah. And this is a bit of wisdom I picked up from a friend of mine who was in the Marines. He said when they were in combat training, they tell you, if you have to move forward, you're being shot at, look, find where you're going next and just go. Even if you're running and you're halfway there and you realize, oh, maybe I should go over there. Or, oh, that looks like it might be better cover. There's a good vantage point. No, get to where you were going before, hunker down and move from there. So the way to get thinking, pick your point of cover, move to it, go from there. Because if you're out in the open and you stop and go, well, that's some better real estate, you're going to get shot in the head.
Yeah.
Or you're going to get shot in the chest and, but it's still going to hurt. So.
Right.
Yeah. I tend to be a jump feet first person and then come back and think about what I just did later.
I'm the exact opposite. And this is why it's taken me a long time to do a lot of projects where I think, okay, here's what I want to do. Here's the end result I want. How am I going to get to it? How am I going to make it the absolute most perfect thing that's ever existed? And then I just never do anything because I think, well, I'm not good enough to do that.
Yeah. Wait, I want to say this. Okay, two parts. Okay, so everybody needs an Anna, and I think she is the reason why, like, she does make me jump when I'm like, I'm literally clutching onto the edge, like, don't pull me down yet, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
But then we are ready.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, whatever. And then the second thing, I want to go back to the mass, right? Is, I feel like sometimes when we have these passion projects, we don't like, I know I like to marinate in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because we evolve our process of how we really want the project to be, and how we started it is not maybe like today. Like you said, you started that in 2009.
Yeah.
Or you joined the group, right?
I joined the group and I started the Armor back in 2009. I've just gone through so many iterations.
Right. Right. But like you said, like, okay, this is how you're like, no, this is where I want it to go. Like, you know what I mean? It almost is like when it's gonna be done is when it's ready to be done, like when it's been there, right?
It's just getting yourself in the right spot for it. And actually, funny thing is talking about, you need an Anna, but sometimes you also need a Selena. Sometimes you need a Selena who will say, okay, whoa, that's lava. We're not jumping yet. No.
I'm like, what? We've got like a metal boat. We can get across that, and that's not going to burn us to bits.
I had one company I worked for where I was on the management team, and they had all the managers come in, and we all did this personality test that the owners had helped develop. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of like the Myers-Briggs, but it was like basically they just kind of made their own Myers-Briggs.
Right.
And it came out, and like both the owners were the kind of charge ahead. It's a brick wall, maybe a door will open up, but we just need to charge. And like almost every other manager was that same personality type. I was the only person in there that was let's have a plan before we go. And so they're talking like, oh yeah, we're ready to go. And I'm looking at all these people like, they're going to get us killed. We're going to die. Oh, it's going to be horrible. So it's plan A and B always end up playing. Yeah, there's a whole out there for a reason. I mean, why stop at K? You can go all the way to Y and Z, man. Just keep plugging away.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, and you know what? You can have plan A.01.
Yes.
I mean, I would say ditch the whole letter thing entirely and just like, maybe plan A is this end result. I have my hand on camera. Plan B is this end result, but let your plans evolve over time.
Yeah.
Because you're going to learn things as you go, and you're going to realize, wait, this is a much better way to do it. So I'm going to pivot.
Yeah.
Just
Jordan,
keep going.
thank you for saying a team needs a Selena as well. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, we get a lot of this, like, no, you have to be a hard charger. Hey, go. It's like, you also need someone who's gonna say, hang on, we need to make sure we're doing this right. Yeah, hold on. I mean, you need both, because you need somebody who's going to try and hold on, but you also need someone who's going to say, try and peel your fingers off the edge and say, no, it's time to go.
Yeah.
You look at, companies need those hard charging CEOs and salesmen, but they also need accountants.
Yeah.
They also need the people who are going to say, no, we can't afford that. But if we pivot, we can afford this. But if you had the businesses run by the accountants, everything would be optimized for, okay, let's save as much money as we can. And you can't run a business like that either.
Yeah.
So such a good point to look at it. Like, can you not? Yes, I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Everything in balance. Everything. Yeah. If you have too much of one thing, it's not going to work. I mean, it might work for a little while, it might work short term, but for long-term healthy growth, for long-term sustainability, you need a balance. And you need to, if a lot of businesses, like the business where I talked about, where it was, everybody was just these hard chargers, like, we don't need a plan, let's just go. Yeah, they're no longer in business anymore. They haven't been in business for quite a few years.
Yeah.
So it happens.
So we're starting to run out of time. We're only got like 8 minutes left, but I have one more question that I want to throw out to you before we move into the kind of where we can find you and let people, come and track you down. But tell me one thing that you think is the most positive impact that you've had for pursuing your passion project. Give me your number one.
More confidence. It's definitely, even, having gone self-employed, and it happened after I went self-employed. It happened when I started Wherein, is we were talking about overthinking. You get to a point where you think, oh God, I can't do this because I'm not good enough. Nobody will want to work with me. Nobody will like what I'm making. And it's at that point you have to be an Anna and just go.
Yeah.
You go and you say, okay, I've planned it all out. I just have to actually jump. I mean, one of the reasons I started Wherein is because a friend of mine and I, one of the most common things we say is, man, wouldn't it be cool if, and then we go, yeah, that would be cool. And then we don't do anything.
That's
so you get to the point you say, wouldn't it be cool if, and say, so Wherein, the whole spirit of that is saying, wouldn't it be cool if, and going, yeah, that would be cool. Let's do it.
I love that.
Wherein, now that I put some of these videos out, like I haven't hit a huge audience, but all of the feedback I've received has been very positive.
Yeah.
Saying like, yeah, this guy gets it. Yeah, this guy's awesome. Like, I am awesome. I do get it. This is great. I'd say that's just here all day.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's the biggest thing I've gotten from this passion project is just more confidence, just a more belief that, I can do this. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be this flawless thing. It's just, I can do it.
That's an awesome final thought to leave, right? Like, follow your passion, you'll find more confidence. That's one of those byproducts of doing what you love and being confident enough to put out what you love for other people to enjoy.
Actually, I can top that. I got a better final thought for you.
Ooh, let's hear it.
My mantra since I went self-employed.
Yes.
Is good enough isn't.
Ooh.
And that's not to say that something being good is like, oh no, it's good. No, it has to be perfect. That's saying good enough. Because think about every time you've ever said, oh, that's good enough. You're not saying, okay, I'm happy with the result. You're saying, I'm sick to death of working on this. Whatever, it's done. Shovel it out the door.
Yeah.
So it's good. If it's good, that's great. Thank you, Captured Rumor.
Yeah.
If it's good, that's good. But if it's good enough, put more work into it. Polish it up a little more. Get it to a point where it's okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That is the final thought I would leave you with.
That's awesome. That's a perfect final thought. And just to follow that up then, so anybody who's listening to us right now, are you following your passion? Okay, I'm gonna put this little ticker down here.
Yeah.
Are you following your passion? Post in the comments. It can be a yes or no, or it can be whatever your passion is. We want to hear about it. Just as, it's curious. Like we want to know what did Jordan inspire in you today? I want to hear it.
Yes.
Yeah, and I will say too, following your passion doesn't mean like I'm going to quit my job to pursue underwater basket weaving. Like everything on the side, make smart choices that work for you, but make sure, I mean, you got one life. To make sure that something you're doing that brings you joy.
Totally.
It doesn't have to be something you can market. It doesn't have to be something you can make money on. Just something that lifts you up. Something that in the morning gets you up and says, I have to go to my crappy job today, but when I get home, I get to write music. I'm going to draw up some tattoos. I'm going to record a video on whatever. I'm going to make some Mandalorian armor.
Right.
If you're interested, seriously, look up the Mandalorian merch.
Yes.
I'll quote for them.
Yeah. We're gonna, Jordan, when we're done,
so great.
Jordan, when we're done with the show, you have to come back into here. I'm gonna put what Jennifer just said. You have to come back in here and put in the comments where people can find that, just so we get it right. But
that's Jennifer's passion, supporting the needs of seasoned military spouses. Love it.
Jennifer.
Yeah,
that's awesome, Jennifer.
I love Jennifer. She's so awesome. And she was also one of our guests last season. Jordan, thank you. And also, by the way, if your passion is to watch Jordan's videos, let that be a passion. If it brings you joy, do that.
That's right.
Yes. So
let's do the where we can find Jordan. Jordan, tell us where people can find you.
Oh, well, look at that. You got all those links up there already.
I know.
You beat me to it. I'm glad you put that there because I don't think about my own links that often, so I didn't have them memorized. You can find me at facebook.com/wherein media, twitter.com/wherein media, instagram.com/wherein or www.wherein.com.
Yes. Find all the things. I mean, seriously, how awesome is Jordan? And you need to continue knowing him, loving him, finding more inspiration, seeing what he comes up with next. Yeah, no. Totally.
I will say, if you're looking for something that's like a regular content, posting a video every week, that's not going to be me. But I promise you that what I do post will be the best product that I can deliver. Will be the best whatever I can deliver. So
that's a great product.
That's my goal. That is my consistent. I'm not consistent on a schedule, but I'm consistent in delivering quality, or at least the best quality I can manage at the time, which will only improve.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't even want this to end, but I know we have to because
I know.
I'd say I can keep plugging away, but Mondays.
Right? Okay, we love it. Every guest we've had on, it's we can continue this. We can continue talking. It's just so much fun, and you were so much fun, Jordan.
Thank you.
I knew this is going to be good.
Yeah. Hey, if you want to bring me back on, I'm game.
You know what? Anna and I are actually this Christmas we're going into how can we incorporate different things? And I don't know. We have some ideas. So you never know. You never know, Jordan.
Yes. We're starting our own passion project. I'm ready to jump. And Selena's like, let's take a minute and talk about it. I'm like, no, let's do it now.
There you go. Everything in balance.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. So true. All right. Okay.
All right, everybody. Find us on Facebook at the Howley or at I Am a Nomad About for Selena and I. YouTube, we are now broadcasting on YouTube all of our 15-ish minute coffee chats. Whoop, whoop. And then we transferred over to a podcast. So if you're following Jordan or Selena and I, we'll post that podcast link as soon as we're downloaded and it's all good to go. Yeah. And don't forget, this Friday, we're going to have a celebrity guest on at 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll announce who it is tomorrow. We have to just confirm that our celebrity guest is still going to agree to be on our show.
I'm going to tell you how this went, Jordan, which is really funny.
Yeah.
We were going to announce it. That was Anna, right? And then there was but wait, we have our meeting. Maybe we double confirm.
Oh, there you go.
So, it was my fault, you all, that you are not knowing it until tomorrow.
Yes.
But hey, if you hadn't announced it, or if you had announced it now and then they backed out, so
I know.
Everything in balance. You gotta have your Anna with your Selena. You gotta have both. You gotta have your peanut butter with your chocolate. You gotta have both.
Oh my gosh. Jordan, thank you again from Anna and I so much for coming on today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this has been delightful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was very Moira of Schitt's Creek. I don't know if you've ever watched that show.
I have not, but I'm assuming it's a compliment. So thank you.
Oh,
It
Jordan.
is a compliment. I love Moira.
Delightful.
Yes, she has got like the best vocabulary, and I want to talk like her, and I just don't have the brain capacity to have like those words.
Well,
So,
the whole point of words is just to convey meaning. So if you get the meaning across, you're doing just fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about sounding haughty or being verbose.
right?
Jordan, is this I love you, John. I love you.
All right, guys.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.